Daniel Ricciardo is famous for being one of the most entertaining personalities on the current Formula One grid, and he's definitely earned the honor. With his wisecracking at press conferences and driver radio meme material, there's never a dull moment for the carefree Aussie. But sometimes his funniest moments are the ones that are completely unplanned, and today we're looking at a hilarious mistake aimed at his teammate. Sometimes winning a Monza isn't enough. Daniel Ricciardo has a great recent history with Italy. At the last time the Italian Grand Prix was held at Monza, he won it in what he called the best moment of his entire racing career so far. His McLaren teammate, the much younger Lando Norris, also finished with P2, putting both McLaren drivers on the podium at the race that was voted best of the season. It also gave McLaren the only 1-2 finish of the year. Plus, it gave fans a chance to see the Verstappen-Hamilton pileup. If there's one thing Formula One does well, it's drama. But it looks like a historic Grand Prix win doesn't add up to a grip on the language, as Ricciardo proved in a post-French Grand Prix interview. The 33-year-old Perth native is known for hysterical interview moments. Who can forget the L for loser, G for good looking? This one's just a little more colorful, to say the least. After an insane drama-filled French Grand Prix at Paul Ricard on July 24th, Ricciardo finished 9th and was called for a post-race interview, where he was asked about his teammate Norris. Making sure his Brit teammate was standing nearby, Daniel called him Stronzo about 4 times, even after the Italian interviewer corrected him and asked him to stop. For context, Stronzo has several meanings in Italian, each more offensive than the last. Finally, he got the message, asking the interviewer, "Is it not a good word?" To which she replied saying it was definitely a bad one. The moment gave us reaction picture material, with Daniel looking equal parts shocked and embarrassed at the same time as his teammate stepped on camera next to him. We've learned a valuable lesson from the ex-Redbull driver. Winning races isn't enough if you're going to accidentally swear at your teammate afterward. So, does this mean trouble for the Norris-Ricciardo bromance? Lando and Daniel have one of the most entertaining relationships of any two teammates in Formula One, and it doesn't look like this little mistake is going to affect that. The two have been very open about their working relationship in the past, especially about how much better it's gotten. While Lando finished the 2021 season as the higher-ranked McLaren driver, his teammate mentioned how he's improved their relationship by becoming more mature. Daniel claimed that he was just as competitive as Lando as a younger driver, but now, as he's 11 years older than him, he's learned that he can be on great terms with someone but race them just as well on the track. Naturally, with the big age difference, the two have very different interests. Daniel is reportedly more into wine and clothes, and Lando is more of an esports guy, and even has his own gaming and lifestyle brand, Quadrant, but that doesn't stop them from putting on a show for McLaren fans. In a viral clip from before the 2022 British Grand Prix, the two drivers went head-to-head at Silverstone on a pair of space hoppers. As the two merrily bounced along the main straight, Lando managed to slip and fall even before they started, and his sabotage efforts weren't successful, with Daniel whacking him across the face with his space hopper towards the end. The tweets that came after had fans in fits of laughter, as Daniel updated his followers on Norris's condition with a simple, "He's okay." 7-time world champion Lewis Hamilton joined the fun by responding, "Is he actually?" which prompted Marcus Ericsson and Lando to respond as well. The Honey Badger even later said he regretted hitting Lando. For the time being at least, we know this is no Ocon-Checo rivalry. The McLaren boys are definitely happy with each other, and they're determined to get McLaren back to the top of the midfield again. But what about Ricciardo's future at McLaren? Any follower of the 2022 season will know it's been rough for Daniel and McLaren. The driver moved back to Zak Brown's team from Renault in the last season, and he had high hopes after a disappointing few seasons. However, those expectations don't look like they're being met, and it's apparently come down to the McLaren car. Daniel has admitted to having trouble driving it, saying he can't get the tire grip he should be able to, which slows him down on the track. Lando has been understanding about this and displayed a lot of sympathy for his teammate. He explained that McLaren cars are tricky to handle on the track because of certain unique features which take a lot of time to get used to. The younger driver even said that he has trouble with the car himself, so he can understand where Daniel is coming from with his complaints. Ex-McLaren driver and current Ferrari star Carlos Sainz also admitted to having trouble with the McLaren car. What's more, with the new car regulations introduced in the 2022 season, McLaren drivers aren't the only ones trying to get used to a new car. Many drivers are having to change their driving style, and as race car driving is a sport where the car matters just as much as the driver, we're seeing the impact of updates in the recent races. However, people still had doubts about the Aussie's future at McLaren. Seeing how Alex Palou was signed to McLaren's IndyCar team and also as a test driver for the F1 car. Some other drivers linked to Ricciardo's seat were Alex Albon from Williams, 4-time world champion Sebastian Vettel, and the in-demand Alpine reserve Oscar Piastri. But those rumors were quickly shut down when Daniel posted an update on his own Instagram story, confirming that he is committed to McLaren until the end of the 2023 season at the the very least. He's not ready to retire from F1, and he has no reason to. Fans can get ready to see a lot more of him and McLaren, hopefully adapting to the car faster and reaching the same highs he's previously achieved in his glittering racing career. Moving on to the latest updates from the grid. First up, Hamilton fans can rest easy. If you're a diehard follower of the Mercedes driver, you'll know that Lewis Hamilton participated in the 300th race of his career at the French Grand Prix, becoming only the 6th man in Formula One history to do so. This added his name to the list of legends including Michael Schumacher and Kimi Räikkönen. For a 7-time world champion, this season has been a slightly weaker one, with his best performance being at Paul Ricard, where he placed second, so it was expected that there would be quite a few questions about his potential retirement. To end up at 400 races, Hamilton would have to finish the 2022 season and sign up for 4 more seasons, so when he was asked about it, his reaction was to drop the mic and stare at the interviewer in exaggerated shock. But fans shouldn't lose hope yet, because the legendary driver went on to say that he still feels fresh and has fuel left in the tank, meaning he could very well break F1 records and retire at age 41, having driven in 400 races. He also praised the people he gets to work with, including fellow British teammate George Russell, who placed 3rd at Paul Ricard. He appreciated the progress of the overall sport and claimed that he's enjoying it more than ever. Over at Ferrari, the Scuderia is running into some problems in the most shocking moment of the 2022 season. The French Grand Prix faced a complete turnaround after Charles Leclerc's horrifying crash. Leclerc has been having a great season personally, with around a 190-point improvement from last year. He's a qualifying genius, having taken 7 pole positions in this season alone. But at this point, fans are worried he's making too many mistakes. The Monegasque driver was leading the race from the pole before crashing out and basically gift-wrapping the lead and handing it to defending world champion Max Verstappen. His haunting scream may be echoing in Ferrari's ears, but this is the 3rd big mistake of his record this season. The first 2 times, in Spain and Azerbaijan, his car's engine failed, which we can blame the Scuderia for. Ferrari's also falling behind with strategy this year, with less than perfect decision-making costing Charles the victory in Monaco and at Silverstone, 2 of the most prestigious races of the season. But this time, even Charles agrees the mistake was his own. With a bad case of oversteering, the lap 18 crash may have cost him the championship. And finally, there's no place for crypto bros in France. Formula One cars are a branding haven, but one big name was removed ahead of the big race at Paul Ricard. Alfa Romeo, AlphaTauri, and Alpine reportedly all removed the Crypto.com branding from their cars, with Alpine removing Binance branding as well. The crypto exchange has been a global partner with Formula One since last year, but the branding was nowhere to be seen. This is because France has extremely strict regulations about cryptocurrency, and it was thought best to remove all advertising before racing on French soil. That's a wrap for this video. Do you think Daniel's slip-up was an accident? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this, and we'll see you in the next one.